You guys are rolling low when you need to roll low and high when you need to roll high. That's good. But yeah, you guys can seal these barrels back up, and yeah,
Yeah, we do that, and I will take out some of the food, give myself a little more ration capacity.
sure. Yeah, you can supplement your rations with that. You know,
Top
cook them
off
with
my rations a little
spices,
bit.
and yeah, yeah.
Let's bring a wagon and come back for all this stuff because I mean, so far the place seems abandoned.
Yeah, if Lance
Yeah, I
has
Uh,
anything to
agree.
do with it, you guys will have a wagon when you have the money.
Oh,
Give
you
a
guys didn't?
canoe and all that
Yeah, you
stuff.
guys didn't see my wagon?
Right? The wagon that you parked outside and the what the
The portable forge and the.
Well, I'm going to put a pickle in each hand, Dave, and then start heading out.
two weapon fighting on pickles? Sure. And as to answer your question on two weapon fighting, we can do that. So if you guys want to use one of your weapons in one hand, just remember you're going to get a -4 on your offhand roll. So that's how that'll work.
So
Cool.
if everybody's dead, we can take it over and open inn.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God, what a great
Have
idea.
some tours, yeah. Yeah. Good
As
idea.
long as we don't turn it into a monastery.
I have worked in kitchens, sort of.
Oh yeah,
So-
I'll tell you what. When I did the food at the monastery, the amount of food that we're talking about here, there would probably be hundreds of people that this would. So hopefully, there's not hundreds of people that are mad that we're here going through their giant pickle barrel.
you haven't
Hundreds
seen
of
anybody,
guards.
Dax. I think this place is abandoned.
Well, I mean, it's a.
Let's keep going south.
I think that's a great idea. Follow me.
Sure. Let's go south. I'm ready for it. Yeah, so you guys are going in that, southeasterly direction. The corridor straightens up to where it travels south. And then you can see when you kind of look around the corner, it looks like it starts to turn right, which is going to be heading back in like a southwest direction. And then it starts to, turn into a windy passage. Well, they've had no encounters so far. Let's see if they have an encounter down here. All right, so you guys are winding your way through this passage, and then it straightens up after a couple of twists and turns, and the corridor continues to the south. And I'll do a random encounter over here. There's supposed to be 25 encounters in here.
I'm going to go ahead and move silently as much as possible. I'll go ahead and roll in that.
Yeah, if you need to have any kind of roll, I'll keep that roll. You said you had a 20% chance.
I do,
He was successful. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. 20%
but it's gonna. Like I
chance he was
said,
successful.
but I'm chowing on a pickle, so
Okay.
I don't know how silently I'm going to be.
Well, you probably waxed that pickle down already. I mean, you've been walking a while, so yeah. But the
But I had a
corridor
pickle in
goes
both
south.
hands, Dave.
Well, you still got a pickle in your hand,
Okay.
and but you've got your pickle in your hand.
I would assume no pickles are safe around one.
That's that's just absolutely wrong. All right, and as you guys work your way down, all the way down to the south, there's a corridor that goes to the east. And as they get to the door, I'm going to have them do another random encounter roll.
Peeling around.
You can see a door as you're traveling east. You can see a door on your left, and it looks like the corridor goes back to the north.
I'll listen at the door for a moment and then try it and see if it's locked.
Sure. Someone give me a D6 roll also. This is going to be for an encounter. All right, you hear nothing at the door when you put your ear up to it, Brutus.
Okay, I'll kind of crack it open a little bit.
Sure. You crack it open. It goes three ways. It goes straight. Then it also goes to the east and to the west.
Okay, I'll move forward and go. Let's go north.
Okay. Sure. You want to go north? Absolutely. Now, Skeeve, when you're exploring over here to the right, you can see that there's a door at the end of the corridor. In front of you, as you are still carrying your torch, Brutus, off into the distance, it looks like you're kind of as you move down the hall a little bit further, it looks like you kind of blink your eyes a couple times. You're like, am I really seeing this? But you see a couple of really brightly colored mushrooms off into the distance. So as you're approaching, it looks like the room kind of opens up, and it looks like there's, like I said, unusual mushrooms and stuff, all kinds of different bright colors and stuff.
I'll approach very cautiously.
Okay.
Did you eat any of those mushrooms from the barrels? I did.
Wait. Hey, Brutus, before you go in there next to these mushrooms, I do want to tell you something. I have in my possession a sphere, like a wooden sphere. I recommend that you roll it in front of you and make sure that those mushrooms don't shoot out seeds or something and choke you.
Why don't you go ahead? It's your sphere.
All right. So, Dave, I'm going to do that. I'm going
What
to
do you have, like a bocce ball or something?
I have. I'll be put in my. I have. Look at my inventory here. I have 5 wooden round spheres. At the monastery, we had one guy that could cast light, so he would cast light on the spheres, and we could roll them in front of us, and that's how we could see where we were going. So I'll just use this. I'm just going to use this to roll this sphere as far as I can in front of me, and to make sure that it doesn't set off any traps or that the scare any animals or anything like that.
And
so I just roll that like a bowling pin, like a bowling ball.
What was the 3-4? Just a roll?
Just for fun.
Yeah,
I don't know.
It opens up a good portion of the room as it stops in an area. So this is where you're at right now. This is what you see.
But there's no animals that jumped out and attacked the ball, or
nothing.
The mushrooms didn't start shrieking or anything crazy.
Nothing like that.
All right, nope. I think we're safe. Go ahead and go, Brutus, and then I'll pick up my sphere on the way back.
So I'll move up here, being very careful not to disturb any of the mushrooms.
Sure.
Step on them or anything like that.
Yeah, no problem.
I'm the same way. I don't want to stomp on all the mushrooms, just the yellow ones.
So there's a long corridor to the north, probably close to almost 100 feet in length. And like I said, in this room, well, first off, in the northern corridor, you can see that there's 2 very large pits that are in the room going straight ahead, and then to the left. But all around the room, there is fungus everywhere. I mean, there's all kinds of, and you guys are, when you're taking steps and stuff, you're stepping on those little puffy mushrooms and stuff, and they're kind of popping, and nobody's passed out yet or anything like that. But I mean, it's actually beautiful. This is probably some type of botanical garden that has just, over time, has just been, nobody's taking care of it. So all of these, there's probably 100 different types of mushrooms in here. Some are a couple inches tall. Some are, The room in this place is the ceiling is about 20 feet. So some of these mushrooms are 10 and 15 feet tall.
Wow.
There's all kinds of different mushrooms. I mean, some have a 5 foot, 8 foot diameter for the head of the mushroom. I mean, they're beautiful.
I'm gonna warn everybody.
All kinds of like coral types of fungus. There's, like I said, there's all kinds of molds on the wall, etc.
So be careful, you guys. There's not much room to maneuver. Mushroom.
I thought you were going to say there was fungus among us.
Well, I guess I'm a real fun guy. They love that one at the monastery.
I'm gonna move
So
up
Skeever reaches for its duct tape slowly.
Yeah.
No!
I will say this. You guys know that, of course, common sense, some mushrooms are poisonous.
Some are cool too.
So, yeah, and you see a bunch of the cool mushrooms. there's probably a dozen other cool mushrooms that you see. Oh, yeah.
All right, I'm going to try and, how do you say? Harvest the cool ones.
Who has...
Yeah, I have an alchemy skill.
Yeah,
so
I was going to say, yeah.
I want to investigate some of this.
And seeing that you have the alchemy skill 010, why don't you do a percentage roll for me and just do it in the open? And we'll see if there's anything special that you find as you're kind of ascertaining the room. No, you don't. You see a lot of the cool mushrooms, Zero, that will cause hallucinations and stuff. If prepared,
Those
correctly.
things might give you good vibes or bad vibes. It depends on how you take your ass.
Well, which ones are they? The purple ones?
It's the polka dot
beach
one.
balls.
red with white spots.
The polka dot one.
All right, so the ones 010 points out, I'm definitely down there clipping them off with my dagger.
Totally be careful.
So I'm going to go ahead and create an item for you, and I'm going to call them cool mushrooms.
Thank you, Dave.
And they're going to cause hallucinatory effects.
So we can use that to our advantage, guys. Don't eat them all at once.
Hey, we used to eat those at the monastery. That's probably why I kept hearing
I love
voices.
doing stuff like this.
So the rule of thumb is that you can never take away, right? So you can always add. So one at a time, guys.
Give me, and why don't you give me 010 a 2d12 roll? All right, so you found a total of 11 cool mushrooms.
All right.
Are all these cool mushrooms 6 foot in diameter? Because
No,
that
they're
would
not.
really
They're
be a
just-
problem.
Yeah, that would be a huge problem.
We're going to have to just leave your armor behind.
That would be a huge problem.
Just roll one.
So
to
I'm going to
the
move up and take a look at this pit.
Sure.
Can you describe it?
The pits, they're basically just pits. This may have been where they did like compost pits or something like that at one time, because there's a lot of garbage at the bottom of the pits, and that's basically where all of the cool mushrooms are coming from anyway. So,
Okay.
but they just look kind of like compost pits or something.
All right. I want to get out of this room.
I gave him a 30%
Yeah.
chance to find
These
poisonous
mushrooms starting to aggravate my allergies. I got a spore allergy, so I'm. Let's go. Let's try another area.
Right. So yeah, there's no poisonous mushrooms with your percentile roll, and you guys are moving on. At least you found some cool mushrooms. Oh, and let me. I have a couple of awesome pieces of art as well from the old original module. This piece of art here is from B1. This is from the cover, and this is the second cover. There's two covers for B1. This is cover 2 when they actually, put some effort into it, redid the art, and colored it. And here is the original piece of art for the flower room, which is cool too.
Garden room.
Yep. So that's a couple of original pieces of art from B1, and I've got all the art that I'll be showing you guys as well. So
Very cool.
all right, yeah. So as you look down this corridor, Skeeve, because I remember you looked around this corridor.
Yeah.
There was also a door on the left hand side at the end of the hall, right here, where I'm going to put the arrow. There's a door right there.
Yeah, I saw a couple doors down here, guys.
Yeah.
To our left, if we at the end of this hallway.
Yeah, well, let's check there next.
Okay. Make him do another random encounter roll. I love these.
Where'd you come
They're
from?
getting lucky, but they're not getting
Teleported here.
Can someone also give me... Okay, I need a D6 roll right now. All right. And then I'll also take another D6 roll for the mushroom room. So they're going to have an encounter. They can't hear me saying this, but yeah. So someone else want to give me another D6? I'll take the first roll, which is a 5. If only Skeever didn't roll. So you guys found nothing else of any kind of value or anything like that from the mushroom room. You did find cool mushrooms, though. Now, here at the door, Brutus, what do you want to do?
I'll listen for a moment and then kind of push it open.
Okay. You listen for a moment, and you can hear some... Let's see here. Let's see if anybody...
What sound does a black dragon make?
Yeah. I don't think anybody can understand what's going on. I'm looking at everybody's languages on your character sheets. So
Mine knows French.
you hear some very brutish type of voices coming from behind the door. Maybe someone or something arguing, because you can hear multiple tones of voice.
I'll look back to the party and signal something's about to happen. Get my sword out, set my torch down.
Okay.
Open the door.
Okay. So as you open the door, roll me one more d6. This is to see how many. Okay. So as you open up the door, 1d6 plus 1, by the way. The plus 1 is something added. There's an encounter in here. There are a total of 5 orcs in this room. And as you open up the door, here we go.
Roll to make friends.
This looks like it's a sort of like a dining room, but it looks like the orcs have been shacked up in here for a little bit, because you can see that they've got traveling packs and stuff kind of spread out. They've got bedrolls on the ground. They've got a small little fire pit going, and it's a very long and narrow room, probably like an auditorium type of room, meeting room. There's 10 tables. Well, I'm sorry, I believe there's 5 tables, and yeah, there's 5 tables, 10 wooden benches. There's a large stone slab at the north end of the room, which kind of acts as maybe some type of stage or raised dais. It's almost about a foot off of the floor, probably, for speakers and stuff like that. Then also on the north wall, there are 4 decorative cloth banners that are in the colors of red, green, blue, and yellow. They're deteriorated by this point and rotting, but at one time they probably would have been really beautiful. So I'm going to go ahead and put the 5 orcs in the combat tracker. You are all already in the combat tracker as well. So what would you guys like to do as you barge in on these 5 orcs that are on the northern end of the room?
Spike
I would
the door.
imagine you guys probably pulled your weapons out, right?
Yeah, I already
Not
got my
me.
weapon out.
You did.
My body's my weapon.
Yeah, I said I put my torch down.
Please don't pull your weapon out.
Skeever gently, non-gently kind of shoves Dax forward.
No!
Hey, any of you monsters become?
As you enter and burst into the room, they all just kind of tilt their head like a dog does, you know what I mean, when they can't understand you. And one of them pulls out a weapon, snarls something very loudly, and actually they pull spears out, and they start to charge towards you. So
Shit, throw a pickle at him.
so this is where we're going to end for tonight, and we will start. Is everybody available next week?
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Okay,
Yeah.
so next week we will start here in the meeting room with an encounter of 5 orcs, and we'll have our first combat. So when we start next week, I'll need one person to be the designated initiative roller, because of course, you know, you've got D6s for your rolls here for initiative and basic D&D. So I'll do a D6 for monsters. You do a D6, and then we go right to it. So that's how initiative works. And thanks everybody for playing. You guys actually got through quite a bit. It's not bad. So we'll carry on next week with the orc encounter with that great roll of a 1 for the encounter. So thanks everybody for playing. It was fun, and we'll see you next week.
Awesome. See you then.
Thank you, Dave.
Thanks everybody.
Later.
Bye.